There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Take 3 Wrestling Podcast coming to you on December 9th, 2021. I am your host, Ernest E. Christian, alongside Mike Bernier, Joe Lopez, who's I think awake, maybe awake.
Sorta.
I see you in the corner there. I can't really.
A little bit. Yeah, you see enough of me.
What's up, fellas?
I'm working on my Sith impression.
By the way, I'm nearly done my wrestler of the year list. Literally today, got 4 months done already.
Send me the rest of it.
I'm the leaderboard now. Joe, where you at, man, on this whole thing? How far are you now on this wrestler?
You can't even handle how far I am into it.
Yeah, 1 month. Thank you. Good job. Anyway,
I was gonna say that sounds very wrong and inappropriate, but then I remembered who said it, and I was just like, I'm not even gonna say that.
Yeah, no, don't.
All right, 2 months. Anyway, we got a good show coming up today. We're gonna talk wish lists. We're gonna talk about titles reigns we didn't like in whatever promotion. But first, should we touch on Jeff Hardy real quick or no?
Sure, if you want to talk about it.
Now it's out. Everybody's now talking about it at this point now. Jeff Hardy released by WWE today. He was sent home last week at a house show after a house show. Obviously, we don't want to speculate on what exactly is going on. I mean, if you've been following his career, we know obviously he's been dealing with a lot of addiction issues and all that. And of course, the assumption is always that if he was sent home, that maybe he's quote unquote relapsed. I don't know, but it's a sad situation. Obviously, we all wish him well. Any thoughts on the news of Hardy getting released?
Well, I mean,
it's sad.
That's that. We'll start there.
Yeah, I think it's very sad, especially because of the reasoning. This isn't a Bray Wyatt situation. This isn't oh my God, I can't believe they released this guy. I can't believe there's no reasoning behind it, yada, yada, yada. We all know the exact reasoning, and it's not positive for Jeff Hardy. So it's just sad. You don't like seeing – you really don't like seeing stories, especially of people who are addicts that have a history of addiction and stuff like that, where it's clear that they're relapsing. It's clear that they're still having issues, especially when they've had a period of time in their life where they were clean and doing a lot better. So, I mean, that's it. I don't have any other reaction to it. I don't have a reaction to this isn't a, oh man, WWE didn't do the right thing situation. In fact, they offered him rehab according to the rumors and stuff, and he said no. So, I mean, this isn't the one where we sit here and speculate, oh, is he going to show up in AEW in a week? This isn't that. This isn't a fun one. This is geez, I hope he goes and gets some help.
I mean, this is the first time in a long time that we've heard somebody outright reject WWE's offer for help. I mean, it may have happened other times and we just don't hear about it, but this is the first one that there's really been any kind of rumors of that stuff. And, it's sad. It's unfortunate. We watched Jeff wrestle fucked up a couple times in TNA, and we saw how bad those were and how he did not even care about himself, but didn't care about the guys that he was sharing the ring with. If that's where he's at again, that's unfortunate because he had worked his ass off to get himself out of that spot. And, not to, switch the subject around or anything like that, but, I play baseball in a men's league on Sunday, and a lot of those guys are guys who are part of a program and recovering from different addictions. And, I've seen and heard those guys' stories and, the fight that they had to go through. And, it's one of those things where if you had a multi-billion-dollar company willing to pay for whatever you need to get to that point, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not at least fucking trying to take them up on it. And it's one of those things where, we talk a lot about, I wish people would reach out to us and say, hey, something's wrong with me. Hey, I don't feel right. Hey, this, that, and the other. This time WWE saw that was a problem, and Jeff said, no, I'm good. And, from a fan perspective, Jeff, you're not good. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't want to think I'm some kind of crystal ball reader. I don't know if Matt needs to go say something or if his wife or somebody along those lines. But if Jeff's in a bad spot, they need to do what's best for Jeff, whether Jeff wants them to or not.
Absolutely. His wife.
Sometimes you got to put your foot down and say, no, you're going.
Right.
His wife tweeted out, Beth Hardy tweeted out today saying, Jeff is good. We are good. Post that you quote unquote heard that. Thanks with a peace sign. So take it as you will.
The Hardy family in general is very weird when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
Like Matt posted something today about it, and then Rebby posted something about don't tweet me about this and whatever. And it's just like, why are you even making a comment on it? Like, why are you trying to make this about yourself? Like,
right.
Stop. Like, at the end of the day, like, you have millions of fans of that guy right now, and I'm willing to bet you that 80% of them feel the way that I feel right now.
Right.
It's sadness. It's hoping that, we don't get a story where something happens to Jeff because of some inept opportunity of not being able to convince him to take the help that's being offered.
Right.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I know we're a small market fucking wrestling podcast and stuff like that, but it's like anyone that's listening to this thing where if you're battling something and you need help, like, ask.
Absolutely.
We'll help. People will help that are around you. Like, it's okay to admit that you're not okay, both mentally and in some kind of capacity. I mean, there are a bunch of people that I know that have, like I said, I play baseball. One of our guys has his own thing. If you're in the South Florida area and you need help, pick up the phone. I'll make a phone call.
Absolutely.
Just know that, you're not in it alone, and, some days are going to look dark, but, it's going to be okay because you're going to wake up the next day.
And it's sad too because he's been. I've enjoyed this recent run too as well. So but we wish him and his family well. Of course, obviously these newer challenges. So anyway, let's recap NXT WarGames. I didn't watch the entire show. So what I'm gonna do? WarGames. What's the fucking? Oh, I damn.
Game Wars.
Game Wars. So what I'll do is I'll read off the time and the card and all that, and you guys go back and forth with your thoughts on it.
I said Game Wars.
Wars.
Wars. No, there's no H.
WarGames.
There you go.
WarGames. So I read off the card here.
It's down for WarGames.
Wow. Did Fryman score?
Did you hear me say move?
I thought he just got a long pass. Ship it. Let's go.
Holy shit! Is it? Okay. It's a one-score game now. Ooh. Anyway. Let's start here first. In 31 minutes, 22 seconds, Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, and Raquel Gonzalez defeated Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction. Of course, that's Gigi Dolan, Jacy Jane, and Mandy Rose by pinfall.
If you haven't and you feel like listening to the Viewer's Choice podcast, I was part of that on the North South Network with Tim, not the Tool Man, from the 3 Count Thursday show. We talked about this match a smidge. We talked about some other things.
Yeah.
But our conversation about this match is, and I'll use it here, to quote the great Dusty Rhodes, baby, the women brought a lot of plunder.
Yeah.
They brought a lot of it, baby.
Sir, if you're going to quote the great Dusty Rhodes, make sure you get your list.
I did, baby. It's got the list. It's got the list in the plunder, baby.
It's pretty close.
We got some Nintendo sticks, we got some baseball bats.
You're born in Carolina, Virginia?
What?
Mike, you're born in Carolina, Virginia? Virginia, right?
So I was listening to Busted Open's podcast like from the other day,
AKA the condensed version of their actual show.
Yeah, that's like the half-hour version. It's actually fantastic to listen to, honestly.
It is.
I can't do a 4-hour show.
No,
but I
want to pull my own fucking ears off.
But I could do 30 minutes of Bubba and whoever else. Yeah. Anyway, they were talking about that match, and Bubba's point kept being maybe they should have called it something different than War Games. Like if you're gonna it was more akin to TNA's Lethal Lockdown. With everyone bringing weapons into the ring.
Chamber or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like it will call like Extreme War Games or something. Like if you're gonna literally have everyone bring something into the ring.
Here's the thing: WWE has never done
it. War Games.
Potluck War Games.
Yeah. WWE has never, in my mind, done an official War Games match. I just want you all to understand that because War Games has a roof.
War Games does have a roof.
Always had a roof.
Right.
This is them doing some kind of like death chamber or something, whatever you want to fucking call it.
So like Blood and Guts is closer to War Games.
Correct. At least it has a fucking roof on the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But But in Blood and Guts, anytime that someone tried to leave the cage, it ended in a disqualification. They let that match keep going for some reason. Retards.
True.
No. This match had a lot of fun parts, had a lot of questionable parts. I know Tim has referred to her as Dr. EO Medicine Woman, with her ability to put Cora Jade's shoulder back into place by stepping on it. Yeah,
That's funny as shit, though.
that was just we have trained experts in this. No, hold on. Let me put my healing hands on you.
So wait, this is not about her age at all, because I have no idea how old she is, and also too, like, Asian, like, you can't tell how old she is anyway.
Oh wow!
For nothing. That's true, but not for nothing.
I'm surprised you had the balls to say it.
Buddy, you've not met him.
Not for nothing. It felt like half the time Io Shirai was like the mom running around with all her little kids, just kind of trying to like keep them out of as much trouble as possible. Like, she'd be like, every time she turned around, it'd be like, oh no, this one got into the thumbtacks. Oh no, this one's climbing on the table. Let me go get her down. Oh no, she hurt her arm. All right, I'll fix it. Like, she really looked like an overstressed mom watching like 7 other kids.
Io Shirai is 31.
31 years old. Yeah, 31.
I love that for her.
No, you don't.
Was she the oldest person in the match? No, we'd have to look up all of them. We don't have time for that.
It's definitely not Cora Jade. They've told us 100 times.
How old is Mandy Rose? I feel like Mandy Rose is the only other person who like maybe is around Io Shirai's age. But yeah,
31.
I like this match overall. I thought it was really good. There are bits of it that were pretty sloppy, and then there were bits of it that were really on point. I think it really just depends on who was in the ring and what they were doing with them. You could tell which girls have a lot more experience at this point out of this group. I like this group. I like this group as like the main women's division in NXT. I think it highlighted
Dakota Kai's the oldest in that match.
Oh, that makes sense. How old is she?
33.
Oh shit. So like I like that this is the NXT women's division for the most part. I like that these 8 women
and
are
that really weird Jack girl that's part of the Diamond Mine.
Right. I like that they got the highlight here. I like that everyone kind of got their chance to shine. Mm-hmm. But like I said, you can tell the difference between Io Shirai and Cora Ray or whatever.
Cora
Jade. You know, you can tell the difference between Dakota Kai and Mandy Rose. You can see the quality levels and where they're at. And I'm hoping that the younger girls will develop into great athletes by working with your Io Shirai's and stuff. I don't know that they will, but it's cool to see NXT give them the opportunity, if nothing else.
Right. Yeah, I'll agree with that. As Joe was saying, I liked the beginning of the match a lot. Then there was like a quarter period where, like, right when Mandy got in the ring, where it just got really weird. Like, is Haley Ray going to turn and hit Cora Jade with a kendo stick? But no, she decides to hand it to her, like, very awkwardly. There's a lot of confusing parts as this match progressed. I guess I don't have a problem that the team that won and how they won. Did we say that where this event took place, by the way?
Capital Wrestling Arena?
No, as said on the Viewers Choice Network, I have officially renamed the Capital Wrestling Center the Ho-Ho Center because we had to come up with a different fucking name. I tried to call it the Ruth Chris Arena.
Yeah, I heard that.
But then it was too sophisticated, so I went with the Ho-Ho Center.
I mean, that's the perfect place to have WarGames.
There we go.
But no, like, here's one thing I'll say too. Mm-hmm. If you want to actually see the quality level change between NXT Black and Gold and NXT 2.0, go watch the 2019 Women's WarGames match.
Yeah. And
then watch this one. And again, that's not a knock on this match. I thought this match was really good. I think all the women were trying really hard. But the 8 women in the 2019 match, the level of quality there.
Yeah. Well, really the 7, because Tegan never got into the game.
She got turned.
Neither did Dakota.
Yeah, so I guess it's the 6 really, because Dakota just left and Tegan got hurt.
But you had that storyline that was fire. That storyline was amazing.
That was Rhea and Candice.
Yes.
That was
Io Was it Io in the match on the women on the heel side?
It was Io, Shayna Baszler, I think.
Definitely Shayna, because I remember her like.
Shayna was there definitely. She was definitely there.
Oh fuck! Who else was in that match?
Yeah, I'm not positive offhand. But yeah, we can move on to the next match.
Okay. Next match, 14 minutes 53 seconds. Imperium defeats Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner by pinfall.
Am I the only one that thought this match was so much better than it probably had a
Cheap Wagoneer.
Cheap Wagoneer.
And let's be clear here, right?
Before we move on, the women's war game match was
in 2019.
2019. Ripley, LeRae, Knox, and Kai versus Baszler, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray.
Yeah. I mean, the quality there, like, that's an all-star roster right there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the 14-minute and change match that we were just talking about. Oh, yeah. So, first of all, anytime that Kyle and the two members of Imperium were in the ring, that shit was fire. They were wrestling their asses off. Fabian Eichner.
You're not a big fan of Jeep Wagoneer?
I don't dislike him.
He's garbage.
I don't think he's garbage. I don't think he's quite the level. Okay, he reminds me of Van Hammer, and I know that's never an actual good thing.
I want to get up and grab a trash bag and put him in.
Van Hammer.
Remember, like, yeah, 100%. He was part of like Raven's flock at one point in WCW and stuff.
Von Wafer is fucking Van Hammer's cousin.
But this is like, look, Von Wagner has a lot of the this guy could become a star. He has the look. He has the look.
So
the look.
So does a trash truck.
He's got the look. He's got the look.
Got the look.
Like he has.
He is not.
He has that.
He is not on the top 5 short list of star potential in NXT 2.0.
You don't think so?
Breaker, the other Uso.
Solo.
Another Russo?
Yeah, Uso.
He looks exactly like Jay and Jimmy.
A guy we're going to talk about here in a few minutes that lost the hair versus hair match, Duke Hudson.
You put Duke Hudson over Von Wagner,
yes,
really?
because Von Wagner is I am Von.
Duke Hudson kind of.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Quick sidebar, Joe. Quick sidebar. Who sings that song?
Who sings what song?
I got the look.
I know the answer. I mean.
No, I don't know offhand actually.
36.
Roxette. Go ahead.
Who?
Pittsburgh has
the group called Roxette.
Oh yeah, I never would have gotten that.
Yeah.
She's got the look.
Yeah.
He's got the look.
It must have been love.
But it's all right now. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. So the.
Greg and I are old. If you haven't noticed.
I would obviously put Breaker.
Definitely Breaker.
The Uso Light.
Solo Sika.
Yep. I would put Duke Hudson. I would potentially put whatever they decide to do with that fucking Parker Boudoir Harlan or whatever the fuck once he breaks away from Joey Gacy.
How about Carmelo Hayes?
Yeah, I would put Carmelo Hayes ahead of.
Definitely ahead of. Wagner.
Doing NXT 2.0 power rankings right now.
I'll say this: Wagner feels like the guy.
Wagner Power Tools.
He feels like the guy who's gonna end up on the main roster at one point and become like the next Snitsky. Like he's gonna end up in a bad storyline and then eventually just go away.
Or even better, he'll be the one that wins Rick Boogs' guitar from him, and he'll become Van Hammer.
Oh my God. Van Wagner.
My name's Rick.
Von Wagner.
Yeah. So yeah, what I will say from this team Auto Parts, aka Kyle O'Reilly and Von Jeep Wagoneer. I created that team name by myself, by the way. Thank you.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was a good match. Great match between the two teams. Fabian Eichner worked his ass off.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, here's the coming out party for him. If Walter decides to go right to the main roster, I wouldn't be surprised if he enters some kind of North American title picture when Imperium eventually drops the tag titles.
I can see that.
Especially after that performance. The Kyle O'Reilly, I know the turn's coming, so I'm going to try to stop you by
that was awesome.
In the face. That was fun. That was a fun
change.
That was awesome.
And then throwing out the Undisputed Era symbol was awesome.
And then told him to suck it.
Yeah.
So what I will say is
that had I saw a couple people put this online too. That had Bret Hart spelling out WCW vibes. Like,
well, here's the thing: if you were going to get Von Jeep Wagoneer over,
That was his chance.
Yes, he had he wrestled Kyle O'Reilly on Tuesday, beat him in a cage match.
Was that a good match? Anyone watched that?
I haven't watched it yet.
I mean,
and Kyle is supposedly now done. Problem is if Kyle would have actually been able to stick around for a couple more weeks and had like them build to that match and make that match mean something, and if Jeep Wagoneer actually had a decent performance that night, then maybe he could put himself into that conversation for being one of the quote pillars. But
yeah, I wonder where you go with Von Wagner. From
now that his feud is basically fucking pulled right out from underneath him, who's he going to feud with? What's he going to do? Because that leaves more questions than answers.
That's true.
And who he goes and feuds with is an important thing. Because if you put him with like Carmelo Hayes or somebody like that for the North American title, wait, you just had him turn on like one of the biggest baby faces in NXT, and now we're supposed to cheer him because he's feuding with Carmelo Hayes?
No, there's no way he could be a good guy.
Fuck.
There's no way. That's one of the problems with NXT right now. I feel like they're positioning a lot of their young talent and a lot of their quote unquote 2.0 talent as heels. And I get it. Like, you gotta, like, that's a great way to build up a lot of characters.
Them making them heel is the AEW equivalent to having Daniel Bryan be a heel because he keeps beating every member of the Dark Order in their same fucking area.
Yes.
Fans will boo because it's not the black and gold brand anymore. And these people represented. How do we get boos to these people? By just making them NXT 2.0.
But at some point, though, you gotta have the heroes of NXT 2.0. More than just Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker? Braun
Breaker.
Braun Breaker. Like, yeah, it just sounds weird out of my mouth. But, like, you have to have more than just him as the ultimate good guy for the new
let's not forget
generation.
Let's not forget Cameron Grimes is still young. So even though he was
Cameron Grimes feels like the old NXT, though. He feels like a pillar of the old NXT.
Course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Getting at is, let's not forget, he's still only like 24.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You know, low key, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but like Senshi, that like this whole card was, other than maybe the women's match, this whole card was like 2.0 versus Black and Gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I like low key, like so much attention was paid to the WarGames match being that I don't think we noticed that it was like.
Well, I mean, except for this match because Kyle.
Except for this match, because because Kyle is part of the old brand, but then you have Von Wagner turning on Kyle.
Jeep Wagoneer.
So yeah, like I did that. That was the theme of the night, and I found that kind of interesting itself.
Speaking of Cameron Grimes, 10 minutes 24 seconds. Cameron Grimes defeats Duke Hudson by pinfall.
I love this feud, and I really like that match. I really did. It was good.
I wasn't that big of a fan of that match.
Why?
I don't know that the two of their styles work very well together.
I don't know that Duke Hudson's the greatest wrestler in the ring, personally.
Oh, it's kind of like MJF.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's a good comparison because he can cut a promo like crazy. He really, really can.
This is one of those where, and I'm just gonna be very brutally honest here. This is where like going and signing a couple guys from Ring of Honor would not be a bad thing for people from WWE. Go sign a Dak Draper and an Eli Isom and stuff like that, and let them come in and be the fucking saving graces of NXT 2.0.
Right.
But no, we're going to end up getting the saving graces being Tommaso Ciampa, who I love, by the way. I'm not trying to slide on Ciampa, but it's going to be like him, Braun Breaker, and that's really it for the faces, unless you just let Pete Dunne fucking go out there and just kick people's faces off.
Oh, interesting moment to visit this.
Okay.
What do you guys think of the fact that WWE clearly seems to be moving in the direction of let's sign like collegiate athletes and all of these people and mold them ourselves? Like they're going back in the opposite direction of the way things used to be. You know what I mean? Or they're going back to the way things used to be. Like before you had, when NXT first really took off and you had Triple H kind of signing all the indie talent and giving them an opportunity in the WWE. Before that, you always had WWE going out and just kind of finding their own people. It's like how Kurt Angle got involved and stuff like that. And it feels like they're going back in that direction. And it feels like a lot more of the focus. Like, I think for the next few years, if you're a wrestler on the indie scene or you're in AEW or something, that's not going to be the ticket to getting into WWE that it was for the last decade or so. But if you win an Olympic gold medal at wrestling or something else,
broken freaking neck.
Right? Well, or you do anything like that, I feel like all of a sudden if you're willing to sign a contract with WWE, if you're willing to train, you've got an opportunity to be a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
What I'll say is I think it's a great way to branch out to the younger generation to try to get some people in there and become members of the team.
I can see that,
and I think that just opens the door for them. And I think that that's something that I'm excited to see what happens with that. As Minnesota just hits a walk-off fucking tee-offville on Pittsburgh to, drop them down to 6-6.
I think I'm about 10 seconds behind you. I'm on that last play now.
Oh, Ray McLeod. I don't hate the NILs because I think that this is going to open up the door for the next couple.
Holy shit!
The next couple classes in collegiate sports to come this way as well, and I think that's something that could be beneficial for WWE, getting maybe football players like a Braun Rechsteiner,
right,
or a Laurinaitis.
Right.
I don't hate it. It could be helpful.
All right. 8 minutes, 27 seconds. Roderick Strong retains the Cruiserweight Championship. He's Joe Gacy.
I didn't mean to hit you in the hands.
No, he did, but Harrison Smith knocked it out.
This match sucked.
Did it really?
I didn't really pay that much attention to it.
It was there. The bell rang. It was over. Roderick retained.
So this is our obviously our semi.
I just think
it's a big match tonight.
Why? Like, what don't you like about the feud? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
I
like,
hate the fact that we're like, hey, let's turn the cruiserweight title into the never open weight title to then make it go away. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And plus, Roderick Strong has been doing this whole like, I'm a mixed martial artist. This is my fight camp kind of thing. Like, he should be wrestling wrestlers. He should be going out there and like out wrestling people and out doing like MMA things against people, like hitting people with fucking side takedowns and fucking laying on them and going for submissions and shit like that. Like,
yeah, I'm not feeling the Diamond Mine as an overall thing.
I mean, if they were going that route, I feel like I could get more behind it than them just being like an overhyped fucking like celebration crew.
It's America's top team, but way worse, which I didn't know you could do.
No, it's probably better than America's top team because Dan Lambert isn't on the fucking microphone.
You're right. You got Malcolm Bivens at the very least.
That's a good point.
I don't particularly like the tag team they've got in Diamond Mine. The woman is okay. Like, right, like there's not a whole lot going on there, to be honest.
No.
Right. And finally, our last WarGames match of the night in 38 minutes and 11 seconds. Team 2.0 of Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo defeats Team Black and Gold of Johnny Gargano, LA Knight, Pete Dunne, and Tommaso Ciampa by pinfall.
This match was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this match stole the show hands down. I think it was one of the better WarGames matches that they've had in NXT. I loved it. I honestly thought it was a great match. I think it was booked really well. I think it accomplished a lot of what they wanted to accomplish. Putting Carmelo Hayes in there early was smart. That man can work. That man is a superstar in the making. Putting Braun Breaker in there, giving him the win. That was great. You had great callbacks with Ciampa and Gargano, DIY, and all of that. If it was the last time that we got to see Gargano in NXT, like in a real way, it was a great way to see him go out. If this was the coming out party for Braun Breaker, I think it worked. I think that there's a lot of potential here. I'm still not sold on the one dude in like the fucking boxer shorts and stuff like that.
The guy that jumped.
Yeah, he needs a better look.
Grayson Darren Waller.
Like, I'm not even against him as a concept, but he needs a better look. He needs a different, like, just slap another outfit on him.
He looks like Mr. Touchdown from Chikara.
He looks like if you're doing a creator wrestler and you just pick the shittiest gear option that they have. It's like custom number 7.
Yep.
Like, it is awful, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I know don't judge a book by its cover, but in wrestling, no, you kind of judge by its cover. Mm-hmm. You got to have a better look than that. Like, that is just, it's trash, to be honest.
I can confirm that.
He's not trash, but his look is trash. Oh. And that takes away from him.
Oh, absolutely. Where I stand on this match, great match. Definitely the second match of the night for me. Only one that I would take above it is that better than it should have been Imperium tag title match.
Yeah, agreed.
Good things that came out of this match. Braun Breaker getting the win, pitting Ciampa. But can we ask a question?
Sure.
Why does Tony Bag of Donuts have a lock and a chain and lock the door before his captain gets in the fucking ring?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
But maybe you should have waited for your guy to get in there. Also, bullet point number 2. He was good during the match, but I still don't think that LA Knight is NXT Black and Gold.
I see that argument.
Just my personal opinion. And
By default at this point.
I guess let me get to this point and let me address it so that we can move on from wherever. Again, I talked about it during last week's show. We'll hit the tires here. This is if this is goodbye for Johnny in WWE, it's crazy that this is the end of the run. It's been a great run. When Johnny first signed, there was a lot of people, myself included, that were kind of skeptical that he would be there for a couple months and they'd probably let him go because he wasn't their size or wasn't that guy or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny really proved a lot of people wrong. And, it sucks that I feel like Johnny's got so much more that he could accomplish.
How old is he?
And I know he's going and gambling on himself, and his contract's up in about 12 minutes.
Yeah, literally 12 minutes.
He didn't extend his contract as of 2 hours ago.
So when the clock strikes midnight, it's a real chance that Johnny's a free agent, and he's not there anymore. And it sucks because he's someone that when I tell you, like, he's the guy, like, he's my guy. And I'm happy that if Johnny's going to take some time off to be with Candace and enjoy the last couple months of her being pregnant before welcoming their son into the world, like, I am more than happy to hear that for Johnny, the individual, because, it seems like Johnny wants to be a dad more than anything else in the world. He's going to get that wish. So I'm happy for the two of them. But like I said, if this is really it for Johnny, the callbacks to DIY were fun.
That was fun.
I saw on Instagram them posting photos of him and Ciampa sitting in the ring, recreating their Cruiserweight Classic, arm around each other, kind of soaking in the cheers from the crowd after Grayson Waller put him through the table.
Mm-hmm.
And then him and Kyle both getting sent off from the crowd. Like, those are the moments, like, I wish Ciampa would have came out and saved Johnny from Grayson Waller. And we would have gotten those moments with Johnny and Ciampa one more time together, so that if that was really it for DIY, that chapter closed the way it should have. And there were a lot of chapters of DIY, some good, some bad. Right. But, I will close my love fest for one Mr. Gargano with, if this is it in NXT, you helped build that thing to a standalone brand for a really long time when nobody thought it was ever going to have the opportunity to do that. And he's one of those pillars that made that a possibility for the people that are there and were there that are now in the main roster, are now flourishing in other companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I think of the short list for Mr. NXT, I think that list starts with one and ends with one, and I think it's Johnny Wrestling. So, if that's it, thank you, Johnny, for being an integral part of a lot of our WrestleMania trips, a lot of our
That was before fun. He was even in WWE.
I mean, the backstory, I said it on the viewer's choice, Joe can attest to it. Second WrestleMania we ever went to down in Miami, Tebow and killed Ronan.
Yeah.
And, I laugh about that to this day. I got people to Tebow, and Chuck Taylor decided to do the discount double check instead of finishing the Tebow, and he turned on Johnny that night. And I will always say that Tebow and killed Ronan. So that dates back what now, almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So
12.
Yeah, so Johnny's been an integral part of my wrestling life for the last 12 years, and I watched him at a show with 35 people in Georgia that first year that we went to, in the random hotel that It was like it was falling apart for Dragon Gate USA.
Oh God!
I'm pretty sure he was on that show.
Oh God, yes he was. That arena was awful.
We've seen him in Chikara a couple times together.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot.
Obviously saw him in Evolve a bunch.
I saw Johnny in Chikara back in like 2008 when he was still chubby.
Yeah, chubby.
Like before
chubby
he lost
Johnny,
all the weight. Like I remember him. I remember meeting him at that show, like in Hellertown during like Young Lions Cup. Yeah, that's crazy when you think back to that.
So
like,
when you think about that, Johnny's been a part of our wrestling fandom now for probably 12 plus years. So it's I'm excited to see where he goes, if he goes anywhere else, or if this is just kind of a vacation. I'm not ready to close the chapter on him in WWE. Just because his contract's up doesn't mean that he may not re-sign once Candice has the baby. I understand that Candice is really good friends still with a certain set of twin brothers, or not twin brothers, but they look fucking identical as fuck, from a company in Jacksonville.
The Young Bucks?
Yeah, Candice is still friends with those guys.
Of course she is.
So I'm saying, Johnny going back to black and gold isn't technically out of the equation, I guess.
Yeah.
I personally hope he doesn't end there because I think he'll get
lost in the shuffle.
Not lost in the shuffle. I just don't know that there are a bunch of people that fill that like the role he could take, who he'd be taking it from. Like he could be the ultimate underdog, but that's Darby Allin.
Right.
And if you have your ultimate underdog in Darby, why do you need another one?
Exactly.
Yeah, let's use it as an opportunity to turn Darby heel or something like that.
Maybe.
Not that you need it.
Maybe. And that's what I'm saying. Turning him heel at this point.
Right.
So, we leave it with Johnny. Thanks. We'll see you soon, hopefully. But if this is a vacation, go enjoy being a dad, dude. It's one of the coolest things in the world. And, when you're ready to come back, guess what? Our arms will be open waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, that's your War Games recap and thoughts. All right, it's time for trivia.
Ooh, I gotta bring that up. Hold on.
That's not much.
It's my,
So get a question ready.
Okay.
it's my go today, I believe. So
It is.
yes. So here is my trivia question. Brock Lesnar won the 2002 King of the Ring. It's very simple. He defeated this guy in the finals. And the clock starts now.
I have.
What the fuck was that?
I
didn't even touch it. They just stopped out of nowhere.
Ernest, it's okay. It happens to every man sometimes.
Fucking A. Once again, Brock Lesnar won the 2002 King of the Ring. He won against this guy in the finals. I guess on the wagers. Joe?
I'm going to wager 100. I'm not positive, but I have a feeling.
Yeah, I have 2,800. I'll punt off 100.
Okay, what is it?
Is it RVD? Who's RVD?
Michael?
Who is Edge?
Joe, you are correct.
RVD. I had Edge and RVD in my head, and I was just like...
I knew he beat RVD somewhere in that tournament. I just had a feeling it was the finals.
All right, so Joe is now at 300. I am down to 27.
Don't call it a comeback.
I am down to 2,700.
The 2002 Royal Rumble?
No, the 2002 King
of the Ring.
Oh.
That was a good one.
Ernest, you still suck at this game.
I know.
Ernest is so bad, he got that question wrong.
Yep.
What's the question?
You have the answer on hand right here, motherfucker.
Was it Hulk Hogan versus Paul Orndorff Food of the Year?
Wasn't Hulk Hogan on the 2002 King of the Ring, though?
Probably.
I feel like he defended like a title or something.
Yeah, the champion.
Well, Brock and Hogan feud that summer, actually. So.
Okay.
But anyway, let's go. Who's taking over the question about the titles? Was it you or Joe?
That was me.
That's Mike's topic.
All right, go ahead. Joe.
All right, my topic for this week's episode of our lovely show is worst world title reigns. And we're just going to do this as an open forum. List off whatever ones you want to list off. We'll talk about them a little bit, and we'll stick and move from there. And, you know, I'll bring one to the table to start. I mentioned this one at the beginning to you off air. The WWECW title reign of one Paul Wright, the Big Show.
You know, I don't remember much about that title reign, other than that there was a ladder match involving Ric Flair. That might not even been in the title reign, for the record.
You know what you should remember about that? He was the world champion at that god awful fucking December
to Dismember. Oh God, he was.
And he was fucking Paul Heyman's quote chosen fucking champion, and his security crew included the Basham brothers in riot gear. And fucking Test. And there was one other guy.
Bob Holly. Holly was also like fighting to.
I got an idea. Give me the world title and I'll beat everybody. Bob Holly story. That was a really bad title run, and it went for way too long.
But part of that title run too was panic because they had to get the title off of RVD because of getting pulled over with Pod and stuff. So I mean, that title run wasn't an original plan title run. So I feel like they were making the best that they could.
Just trying to bail out.
Right, exactly. Which you're like 14-man roster on Tuesday nights, and half of it was Kevin Thorne and different gimmicks. Like, you know, like, right, like you can only do so much. But speaking of former WWE ECW talents, my answer here is a guy who lights the wrestling world on fire currently, at least in levels of popularity, especially if you're in Chicago. And he had left the WWE ECW brand to go to Raw and instantly cashed in his Money in the Bank, won the world title. Great segment. This is a classic segment. Go out of your way to see it. It was from 2008 when Batista destroys Edge, leaves him laying, and then the music hits. And it's not the music that we all know now. It's a different song. It was also awesome. I think like Avenged Sevenfold did it or someone like that. And out comes CM Punk. He cashes in his Money in the Bank. He wins the title. He has his first title reign in WWE. The title reign sucked. And I know we all remember CM Punk having the incredible 400 and yada yada day title reign where he went from face to heel to having Paul Heyman in his corner to fighting everybody, having all these great matches. That was amazing. This first reign where he defended it against the likes of JBL and I think Kane, and he eventually lost without ever even being in the match to lose the title. He was attacked by Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. Legacy. He was attacked by them before the match and ruled out of the match, and then replaced by Chris Jericho in the match, who then eventually went on to win the title. So Punk wins the title basically on a fluke, as most Money in the Bank winners have, to be fair, but wins it on a fluke, defends it against basically, I'm not going to say nobody, because it's not like JBL wasn't a former champion at that point and big deal and stuff.
A wrestling god.
Something like that. But he defends it against not necessarily the greatest people. He doesn't have any memorable matches. And then he loses the belt without even being involved in the match. And this wasn't a case of, oh, he's injured, we got to get it off of him somehow or something. This was, creative was like, shit, we need to get the title off of this guy, and I guess we don't want to actually beat him. What can we do? I know. Just get him out of the fucking match. Like, just pretend he has no reason to be there. It's fine. That title reign sucked. That title reign was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I hated Hulk Hogan's last title reign, 93. I fucking hated it.
You know that wasn't his actual last title reign.
Is that because
I know he had 102, but that one, well, the Bret Hart fucking swerved with Zuna, and then he loses to Zuna in the King of the Ring. I fucking hated that. And every year you get more and more away from that. I hate you more. Fucking.
But why did you hate it?
Fucking hated it.
But why?
Did he hold the title very long after he won it?
He won it at Mania. He lost to King of the Ring like a month and a half later.
I mean, it wasn't even a title reign.
That's what I'm saying. It was like 2 months. It was like fucking. It was stupid. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
It was him losing to an oversized heel because he does not lose to wrestlers. He did not want to drop the title to Bret Hart. He did not want to do business with Bret Hart.
Right.
So they put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, got the title off him, and got him the fuck out of there.
I mean, yeah, that's accurate right there.
Bret was promised a match, and then fucking Hogan said later on, no, never mind.
You know, if we're talking about shitty title reigns, 1994 Bret Hart, who should have dropped the belt to Owen for at least a short reign at some point. Just the fact that he never actually dropped it to Owen, the fact that Owen never got a title reign during that time when that was the time, that was Owen's peak, that was the time where he should have been champion. The fact that that never happened, I think, puts Bret's reign in the kind of shitty department.
Too, also, like you really had a shitty roster as it was. Owen was one of the few people that stood out. Why wouldn't you not take a chance on that one?
Right, exactly. And you had the perfect opportunity.
Made no fucking sense. But hey, let's do it to Kevin Nash.
I mean, yeah.
How about
I feel like, for the record, I feel like Undertaker had a bunch of really non-eventful, non-great title reigns in like the mid-90s.
No, he had the only one that stood out was the one in '97. That's it.
Yeah. All the other times, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, look, Undertaker's champion.
He's just transitional.
I got a hot one for you guys.
What about David Arquette?
I got a hot one for you guys to discuss.
I'll put Orndorff's title reign somewhere.
Buddy, that guy was never good enough to win the world title. Here you go.
You hot one.
We're gonna go to the land of WCW.
There's a lot of bad ones in that fucking company.
I mean, yes.
Especially late 90s.
I'm gonna talk about one that people probably don't think is a bad title reign, but I'm gonna go there.
Go there.
Yep. The very first title run of one Bill Goldberg.
What makes you say that was a bad one?
So he beats Hogan at the Georgia Dome.
As soon as that bell rang, he was fucked because there wasn't another guy that he could out wrestle.
I mean, facts.
He held the title to Starrcade that year against Nash.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't lose the title. He didn't lose the world title to Nash.
He did. Remember? Remember
He lost the undefeated streak to Nash. He didn't lose the world title to Nash.
That was a title match? That had to be a title match, right? Yeah. Because the streak was title reign.
I don't think that was a world
title.
No,
that was a world title match because then Nash, like a week later, did Poker Doom and lost the title to Hogan.
Yeah.
I'm 100%
probably makes the title run even worse now.
Yeah. So basically that
Nash was the transitional champion, and he was a transitional champion in the dumbest way possible too.
So Nash's 1 week reign was shitty too, the worst one too.
Goldberg won it 2 days after the 4th of July and held up till that Starrcade.
And then lost it to Nash. Who lost it to Hogan like a week later.
January 3rd. Yeah.
It was the long way around to get the title back on Hogan.
And you know the funny part? They knew how bad his world title run was. They never gave Goldberg the WCW title ever again.
Yeah.
That's that part too also.
I'm being logical that he wasn't that fucking good. They knew, and WWE's still paying the guy to come to Saudi Arabia for him. Way to parlay a really shitty, 100-day title run into, a 35-year career.
What do you guys think of Goldberg's first run in WWE from 03 when he did The Rock?
That was pretty bad.
Okay. I didn't watch much of it.
He had no desire to be there, and everybody had less desire to work with him.
Right.
Yeah, it showed.
Yeah. That reign sucked. I don't know if you mentioned this one. Rob Van Dam winning the title and his title run after.
I did not.
After the whole Cena thing.
In 06?
Yeah, because here's the thing. I compare that to Goldberg winning in the Georgia Dome. If Goldberg lost in the Georgia Dome, that place would have rioted. If RVD would have lost in Hammerstein, that place would have rioted.
Mm-hmm.
But then
for real rioted.
But then the bell rang and the match was over, and then it was, what the fuck are we gonna do with him now?
No, for nothing. I feel like a lot of guys' first title reigns tend to be kind of shitty or forgettable. Like Daniel Bryan's first title reign in WWE. When he cashed in Money in the Bank,
Dolph Ziggler
won the world title, feuded with the Big Show, and then went to WrestleMania and lost the belt in 30 seconds to Sheamus.
Shamus.
Like that, where he had AJ Lee in his corner the whole time and everything. That was shitty. That was shitty reign.
I would agree with you on that, Joe. If we're talking about like 90s on, from the 90s on, like because Hogan's first title reign was actually really good.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely talking about like 90s.
And Savage too.
Okay. For every one Hogan, there's 13 fucking Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Right, but even Savage's first reign was good too.
For every one Randy Savage, there's 13 fucking Diesels.
But I'm saying my point is that what Joe was saying, that you get a lot of that in the 90s.
Sure.
And even more so in the 2000s.
Sure. You want to know why? Because they started fucking defending the titles and giving them to people more rather than holding them for 796 days.
Right.
Like Brett's first title reign is forgettable too.
Awful. That run is awful.
Beat Flair, and then nothing stands out. Really.
Up to fucking Owen, like he said, very from the very jump. Owen should have been the world champion right then and there.
Yep.
The only other time that it would have made sense is when he was a member of the Nation of Domination, because he could have snuckily won the title while Rock was doing something different.
I actually like HBK's first reign though. Oh,
HBK's first reign was good. That I remember.
He with Vader. He feuded with British Bulldog, Vader.
Yeah.
Diesel one more time before he went to WCW, and then Sid.
Look, a lot of it is the guys that these guys get to go wrestle against, and then how they lose the belt.
Correct.
That is what it is. Like I said, look, Daniel Bryan winning the title, awesome. Then feuds with the Big Show. What?
Trash.
Then goes on to feud with Sheamus. Huh? Then loses to Sheamus in 30 seconds at WrestleMania. The fuck? Like, that's where we're at. CM Punk's first title reign, where he literally isn't even in the match when he loses the belt. Like, the way a title reign is a full story. Mm-hmm. And the best title reigns, and we could do that as a topic sometime too, just like title reigns.
Yeah.
Those are the ones where you see a full story. Okada's title reign, where he was champion for like 400 days or whatever, where like you literally watched him progress to the point where he was exhausted and he was beaten down and his body was worn out, and you were literally every match he was defending against, you were like, is this the one? Is this the one where he loses it? Same thing with Nigel's title reign in Ring of Honor in like 2007. Those kinds of title reigns, or Punk's title reign when he had the really long one. I even honestly, to a degree, like your Kenny Omega title reign recently and stuff like that.
Too. Kind of eh.
No. I'm saying the opposite. Like, I feel like those title reigns where you have like a full story, where you have a beginning, a middle, and an actual end, those are great title reigns. Mm-hmm. These other title reigns that we're talking about, where it's like they put the title on the guy to be like, okay, let's give this a chance, and then a week later they're like, we don't really know what we're doing. Just put him in the ring with JBL.
Chris Jericho's first title run.
Oh my God, Chris Jericho's first title run was trash. He wins the belt in the biggest way possible.
He beats Austin and Rock on the same night.
Right.
Becomes the first ever undisputed champion.
Huge.
And then gets into a feud where he's calling Stephanie McMahon an ass whore. But then she's in his corner the next week.
And then we all realize, this was all just so Triple H could win the title at WrestleMania.
Right. You know who had a good title reign? First one? This guy.
Mommy!
No. His first world title run was in ECW news.
Yeah, and that was garbage.
Pretty garbage.
That was garbage. Yeah, no. His first world title run here in his comeback time in WWE.
I was gonna say his first world title
was Impact.
Yep.
And that wasn't very good either.
It was okay. It was serviceable.
Okay.
I can't believe Goldberg only had one title reign in WCW. Wow.
What's happening? You go 937-0. I'm trying to think if there's any more before we Scoot Boogie.
That's what Joe loves.
Joe loves sleep. I didn't think of anything else for this week.
Oh my Lord, we'll skip it today then.
I was trying to think of the Quebecers, but just so I could say the mouth.
Good Lord, if you got into tag title reigns, we'd be here all day.
Yeah, you want to go maybe an IC title reign?
WWE specifically,
but nothing after 99, because everything after 99 is hot dick.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'm saying before 99, anything before 99, we could have a civil debate about. Anything afterwards, you say that whole fucking division could steal.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember?
The belts that went to shit.
Well, do you remember for a while where it'd be here's the team that's the champions, here's the brand new team we're introducing that's the only other. It was like the New Japan tag division. Yep. We have one other tag team in the division, and guess who's going to win the titles?
Any other title reigns that stand out? One day reign. That's not the first one anyway.
Vince Russo somehow giving himself the world title.
See, stuff like that, I don't actually.
No, that was Vince Russo just trying to stroke.
And like those things
That
are
one was
more like bad decisions. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Kane's first title reign where he held it for a night, because like honestly, those are story beats. Those aren't title reigns. A title reign to me, like you gotta have at least had a couple of defenses. You got to at least there has to be some kind of history there, like a couple of months or something, where it was just like, wow, this didn't work for those couple of months, you know? Where like the potential was there where it could have worked and then it just didn't.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Joe, you love sleep? That's it?
I do love sleep. I need more of it.
Okay. All right, last topic is mine. Mine's simple. One at the end of 2021. So let's make a wish list. What we would like to see in pro wrestling next year, 2022.
All right, I've got the top one here.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna 4 words. Austin Theory, male gigolo.
Jesus Christ.
Just give the man less clothes. Just give me that gimmick. I need it. Everybody needs it. It'd be great. He could take sexy selfies.
Dude, we began that whole thing with him and Vince. It's kind of funny, actually.
I think it's interesting. I think it shows that they think he's got potential.
Yeah.
I mean, he does. He's got the look. He's got wrestling ability. They keep saddling him with, I mean, this gimmick sucks, I think, in my opinion. But otherwise, like, he's got potential. And you don't put him on TV with Vince if you don't think he's got potential.
I do think the whole thing, him posing and shit, like with the camera and shit, like it's pretty cool.
It's Tyler Breeze's gimmick.
Factual.
Is it really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. It's Tyler Breeze's old gimmick from when he was in NXT at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Anything else, Joe? Any other one?
I'll think of more, but I was gonna lead with that.
I got a few right here, so I mean.
Go for it.
Have that.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it real quick.
On Daddy's lap. Tell me what you want.
One is what about Christmas? No. It's never gonna happen. But I like to see Raw put down 2 hours.
Yeah,
never
no.
Happened,
You're shooting blanks, but that's never happened.
I like to see AEW improve their social media. It's fucking trash.
I don't know that I agree with that. I follow them on Instagram. I think it's pretty good.
I think their product placement is bad in a way where WWE does a great job. Like if you miss Raw or SmackDown, we'll make you find a way to make sure we got enough information, stuff that happened, storylines to put out to you.
Okay, but see,
AEW had two. AEW last week, I missed that last week. AEW had literally only two storylines they even highlighted on YouTube.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes set himself on fire, and I don't know, fucking whatever else happened.
Young Bucks.
Here's my thing. You can't compare any other company's social media to WWE's because WWE has the best social media out of, I think, almost any brand in any industry, period.
Yeah, I agree.
They fucking slay social media.
Of course.
So
but
I don't, like comparing AEW social media to WWE is like comparing some mom and pop, brew the beer in their basement company to Budweiser. Like it's just two completely different things. So I don't think AEW social media is trash. I think it's fair to say that you'd like to see them do better, but I don't think it's fair to call them trash. Not if you're comparing them against a literal gold standard in WWE.
He's the best. I mean, they do a fantastic job.
But they do better than the NFL. Like WWE kills it. Nobody does as good as WWE.
I'm gonna credit Mike for this one actually. RK Bro stays together for another year. I'm enjoying RK Bro. Don't pull the obvious. Let go longer. I think there's a lot of juice left in this whole thing. The Miss Tag Team. Randy Orton's having a great time, I think, with this, and I think the crowd loves it. It's one of the most over things on that show.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep them a little longer, even half a year. We expect them to meet at WrestleMania, but the swerve would be not to meet WrestleMania. Just continue going through it. So
very factual.
I got another one. Please, I don't mind it. But please bring back John Moxley's original theme song back.
Oh, dear God, no. That was awful.
I don't like Wilding, though.
That was
no.
Can we find just a new song?
No.
You like the first song?
No, I like Wild Thing. Wild Thing fucking makes sense.
Wild Thing is cool.
I'm
not like Wild Thing, but I love his original song.
His original song was a fucking really bad guitar riff.
Yeah, no, I don't want his original song.
Fuck that. It was awful.
One more here. please put the tag titles on Santana Ortiz at some point. December, fine. Do it in December, whatever. I don't care. But please, at some point.
I'd be happy to see them be on TV more, and that's a start.
Right.
There was someone just tweeted out something where it was like, hey, whose asses do Santana or Ortiz have to kiss to be on Dynamite or Rampage more than once every 6 months? Mm-hmm. And one of them responded to it and was like, well, that's the problem. We don't kiss ass.
Yeah. So those are my things I'm begging for in 2022.
Here's one I got for you.
Go ahead.
I want to see Cody actually in a bigger role in AEW on screen. Like, I want to see him turn heel.
Absolutely.
He's been teasing it for a while. Let's just do it. The audience wants to boo you. Let them boo you, Roman Reigns, all right? Turn heel and get involved in, like, the title scene. I know he, like, lost that one match years ago where he was never going to fight for the title again. It's been, 2 years now. We can get him against Hangman Page.
Yes.
I think he doesn't need to win, but, like, we can get him in there. We can get him back into the TNT title scene. We can have him destroy some of the younger guys. We can have him actually kind of matter again. Because honestly, this whole Cody Rhodes almost exists on his own timeline in AEW thing is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I'm a little over that. I want to see him actually in the mix of all the important stuff in AEW.
I agree. And honestly, I don't know you may not like this, but have Brandy involved more often with him to continue.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
as a heel, absolutely. Brandy's a fucking heat magnet. Like, yes, have her out there too.
Right, absolutely. Ditch Arn and have Brandy.
Wish list number 1 for me is that Roman Reigns does not make it out of WrestleMania with the world title.
Yeah.
50-50 chance right now, in my opinion.
My second one is that Ring of Honor comes back and fixes whatever issues it has, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't have jobs.
Yeah.
And the third one that I fall back to is I want them to unify all the titles and go back to running one brand on WWE television.
I just sadly don't think it's
I was going to say that. I was going to say that one, but I figured
it wouldn't happen either, but I would love for it to happen.
I was going to say that earlier, but I figured you're going to end up saying that.
Yeah.
I don't hate the fucking brand split. I'm actually, I kind of miss the combined, more, efficient way of running it. Roman on TV twice. I'm okay with that. So, anything else?
I think that's about all that I've got. Like,
I'm falling asleep there.
I'm thinking. That's why my eyes are...
Mike's turning to Joe right now.
No, I'm thinking. I'm trying to think if there's anything that sticks out that I really want to happen.
Do you want to see Tony Khan involved on screen or no?
Not even a little.
No, not in the slightest.
He's awkward on TV.
His voice fucking makes my head hurt.
Was it Giannis?
Honestly, I would love to see them keep the title on Hangman and let it be another homegrown guy that gets it before someone who they quote bring over. Mm-hmm. But I'm not holding my breath on that.
Oh, there's one actually, and I know I hate this one during the Attitude Era, but I wouldn't mind a little bit of hot potato on titles, a little bit, not like necessarily the way they did on Attitude Era, like every fucking week, but if Paige loses the title in Revolution this real quickly, and it gets it back maybe in May or whatever, I'm okay with that.
I can see that. Honestly, I could definitely see that.
What, 3-4 champions since? We have Jericho, Moxley, Paige, and Omega. That's it in 2 years. Which is fine, but that's been the formula now. We can shake up a little bit now.
I can see that. I can see there being more champions this year than we've had in the past in AEW.
Well, they have the bodies now. You got the Daniel Bryan involved, CM Punk involved at some point. I mean, I'm not saying they need to be there, but they got the bodies to do it now.
Yeah.
Guys like Punk and Daniel don't need the title on them.
Punk, no. Bryan can. Daniel Bryan can actually.
If anything, you keep that title on Page, and you let him have a nice feud with Daniels, or Danielson, Bryan, whatever.
Bryan Danielson.
Danielson, Bryan.
Because this way you build up Page more than you need to build up an almost 40-year-old or however old.
Yes.
Daniel Bryan.
Page is already over. Page is super over right now. He's the biggest star in the company right now.
Yeah, but you can always get him bigger because he's still young and new.
Facts.
I do love this Daniel Bryanson, Bryan Danielson fucking Bryan Danielson run. This is fucking awesome.
Hey, are you going to Revolution with us in March?
Yes.
In Orlando?
Just say yes.
It's a Sunday night. Yeah, you're going. All right, cool. I'll buy your ticket.
Yeah. No, I like this whole tweener Bryan Danielson thing going. It's really cool. So
quick, do you guys ever pay attention to like the tweets that they throw at each other and how they talk about how
sometimes
Depends
Raw
is.
on like a 3-hour Raw there's like 16 minutes of wrestling?
yes.
Anyway, I guess that's it for that topic. Wait, what? What now?
I'm good with that one for right now.
Okay, we can come back to one too. Like maybe throw someone in the end.
We might be able to throw that on with our Christmas
award show. Can't wait. We should probably start organizing that now.
I'm gonna work on that this weekend.
Okay, cool. All right, rest of the week. Let's do it.
I got the hiccups.
All right, Michael. Who will go first anyway, should I say?
I'll go first since I have the hiccups.
Yeah.
In third place, I have the new AAA World Champion, El Hijo del Vikingo.
Son of the Viking?
Yes.
Or brother?
Brother.
Brother.
In second, she pinned JC Jane to win the Women's War Game match. Give me the one and only Cora Jade. And in first place, he pinned the NXT champion to win the War Games match for the men. Give me the man, the myth, the legend. Give me one Braun Breaker.
Okay. What?
For Joe, in first he has Braun Breaker. In second he has Cora Jade, and in third place he has the shiny new toy of one All Elite Wrestling, the returning Trent.
Yeah, that was kind of cool actually last night. Number 3 for me, Big E, great match, steel cage match against Kevin Owens. Number 2, Kyle O'Reilly. Number 1, Kukau. Number 1, John Gargano. So, Mike, where are you at on the scorecard?
All right, we are now at the spot here where we have 75. We have more than that. Wow, I can't fucking count, and my fucking shit's all fucked up. Hold on. My cover for the fucking keyboard just slid and arrows are all fucked up. First place is still the head of the table, Mr. Wa Ting Tang Wall Bing Bang. Second place now, the man, the myth, the legend, one Mr. Braun Breaker. He's at 25 points. Becky Lynch is in third with 24 points. The American Dragon is in fourth with 23.5, and Big E is in fifth with 23 points. You'll see that these points are going to be adjusted fairly soon because we are almost done with our catch-up, basically, where we're going back and ranking the months so that we can figure out who our wrestler of the year is at the end of this. We have decided that we're going to make a change to the way we're doing the wrestlers of the week.
We get closer to it. We'll wait till later in the month to announce that, so we're closer to it.
I want to hammer out some things, but I'm just letting the fans at home know that we are going to do something different in 2022. I want to the details about that. We'll make that formal announcement hopefully next week or on the show the week after.
You didn't give me my update.
Mommy!
One Robert Lashley is currently 23rd in a tie with one Mr. Phil from Chicago with 8 points.
Big meaty man slapping me.
Oh. Well, obviously that's going to change because we know that he got votes in the month of January.
Yeah, I took care of him for March.
These numbers are going to shift some, but I don't want to shift them until everybody's every month is done, so that once I shift it, I don't have to worry about I didn't add this or I didn't add that month. I can have it as updated as possible.
I do think it's amazing that Braun Breaker has fucking made a lot of gains in such a short time.
Buddy, all it takes is to win first place 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and next thing you know, you're fucking right there.
He's got gains.
And he's mathematically, he could actually overtake Roman Reigns.
Well, I mean, once we start adding the monthly points where they get 20 points for winning the month, that'll make it where he probably can't. Because I know Roman's at least getting some kind of points in
April, May.
2 or 3 of the months as is right now. So
does that make you happy? Ooh ha, ching chang, wada bing bang. Oh well.
Correct.
Acknowledge me, fellas. Any final thoughts? We get out of here.
I mean, we'll just my last one again. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than glad to help you. And Johnny, if that's it, buddy, we we appreciate all the memories, all the blood, all the sweat, all the tears, and we'll see you soon.
How cool was that yesterday? MJF in Long Island, fucking and cheered up. That was kind of cool, actually. Joe, any last thoughts? We get out of here.
Watch that. So I don't know. I got nothing. I'll see you next week.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.